Did you know the world's first written language was Sumerian, the ancient people living in Mesopotamia? Over 5,000 years ago, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians laid the foundation for what would become the world's first complex society. Among their many achievements, one stands out above the rest: the invention of writing. The Sumerians created the very first written language, Sumerian. But how did they do it, and why was it so revolutionary? At the heart of Sumerian writing is cuneiform, a script made up of wedge-shaped marks. Using a reed stylus, the Sumerians would press these symbols into wet clay tablets. But these weren't just random marks. They were carefully designed symbols that could represent anything from objects and animals to sounds and ideas. Imagine you're a scribe in ancient Sumer. Your job is to record everything, from the grain harvest to legal contracts, to stories passed down through generations. Writing was an elite skill, and scribes were highly respected members of society. They were the keepers of knowledge, and their work ensured that Sumerian culture would endure. Sumerian writing didn't start with cuneiform. It evolved from earlier pictographs, simple drawings used to represent objects. Over time, these pictures became more abstract and stylized, eventually transforming into the cuneiform script we recognize today. Cuneiform was incredibly versatile. The Sumerians used it to write laws, keep trade records, and even compose epic poetry. One of the most famous works written in Sumerian is the Epic of Gilgamesh, a story of a king's quest for immortality. It's one of the oldest surviving works of literature, and it gives us a glimpse into the beliefs and values of ancient Sumer. The Epic of Gilgamesh wasn't just a story, it was a way for the Sumerians to explore deep questions about life, death, and the nature of humanity. Through their writing, they could communicate complex ideas across time and space. Sumerian wasn't just spoken in one place. It spread across multiple city-states like Uruk and Lagash. Each of these cities contributed to the development of the language and its script, adding their own regional variations and innovations. Over time, Sumerian began to evolve. As new peoples moved into Mesopotamia like the Akkadians, eventually, Sumerian was replaced by Akkadian as the dominant language, but it remained in use for religious and scholarly purposes for centuries. Today we study Sumerian not just to learn about the past, but to understand how writing transformed human civilization. The ability to record information, to communicate across generations, is something we often take for granted. But it all began with the Sumerians. The Sumerian was still taught as a religious and formal language in Mesopotamia up until the 1st century AD. And even though it's no longer spoken today, it greatly influenced the languages that followed, like Akkadian and Babylonian, and through them, it shaped the development of other ancient languages, leaving its mark on history. And even though we no longer speak Sumerian, its influence is still with us. The concept of writing itself, the idea that we can preserve thoughts and knowledge beyond our lifetimes, is a gift from the Sumerians to all of humanity. So next time you pick up a pen, type on a keyboard, or even send a text, remember, the very first steps in writing and sharing ideas across time were taken by the Sumerians. Subscribe for more insights into the ancient world.